All right, so today we have the Minny Hustlers on the back pocket. A long time coming. We've been huge fans of you guys. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Excited to be here.
Okay, so we got to do, because this is obviously audio, but if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. You already know the context of who's who, but could you guys just do introductions so we know whose voice is what?
You want to go?
I'm Ann.
I'm Lo.
Nice.
Ann.
Lo Ann.
Lo Ann. Okay, not one person Lo Ann, but Lo and Ann.
Yes.
Love it.
Kind of one person, but
Yeah.
And I see you guys are merch flexing hard. Absolutely savage move. The Minny Hustlers sweatshirts. Are those the two colors?
ooh,
We've got a lot up our sleeves.
there's more where this came from.
Mhm.
We'll just
Okay.
say that.
Love it.
Can people find them? Where would someone go to find the merch?
Well, they're not available at the
Oh,
moment.
okay. All right. So
being-
yeah, we're hyping.
We're in
hyping.
production. We're in production. We're working with somebody, another company that we're coming out with a line. We'll say that.
Oh, so we're breaking
Wow.
news. Is that what?
Very soon.
Very
Oh
soon.
yeah, this is big news and it's happening right now.
Yeah, we're a little overwhelmed, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, you started
No,
this.
that's-
You started Minny Hustlers in November, so I'm assuming you've been overwhelmed for the past 5-6 months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So can we? I say we dive right in the creation story. Why did you start Minny Hustlers? What was the cusp of bringing this to life?
Okay, so it was the Saturday of when the gyms closed in Minnesota for the second time in November. The Saturday, that day, we were in my car and we were like, okay, everyone wants to know what our workouts are. This has been years coming, but we were never very serious. And then we realized, like, hey, we have all these workouts we did at home for the past 4 or 5 months over the summer. Like, why don't we just share it with our friends and family? And how do we do that? And I'm like, do we make an Instagram?
No, we texted our friend group. We're like, should we make an Instagram? And everyone's
or
like,
do
yeah.
it like from my personal and Lowe's personal. And I'm like, that seems like a lot, but Lowe, I think, is thinking, who cares? It's not going to be anything. Like, why not just post like, hey, I did this. I don't actually know what you're thinking. And then we're talking, and then we text our friend, Michaela Denny, MJ Denny, photographer. And we're like, hey, are you available right now? We'll come to take pictures. We, of course, had our matching outfits. So we run over to her house,
Her
in her
basement.
basement. Yep. She takes our favorite pictures that we've had since being
The OG hustler pics.
Yep. And then we went home, made all of our workouts down on a format.
Yeah, we made it cuter. I mean, we had it in Excel. We just needed to like plug and chug.
And make like a whole actual program of like about us, about the guide. Shout out also Paige Gibson for helping with design on that. That next night,
We launched.
we're live.
That's it.
So
24 hours.
Honestly, less than 24 hours.
That fucking rocks. But so you guys have been doing workouts with the two of you for how long?
Since 2013.
Yeah, since St. Thomas.
Oh, since the
we
Tommy
met,
days.
Yeah, we met freshman year
Mm.
in Dowling. Shout out Dowling. I miss
For
it.
us.
Yeah. And we've been working out together since. We literally matched, like, my birthday when I turned 22. We went to O'Gara's, I think.
No.
Yeah,
No. What's the Tuesday bar?
Wild
Oh,
Onion.
Yeah.
the wild
Because your birthday's
RIP.
on a Tuesday.
You're right. It was. My birthday wish was all of our friend group match. I was
It's
22.
weird.
Yeah.
But so it just
We
makes
just-
it like it was always our thing, and now it's just like everyone sees it.
Yeah, we're not changing anything. It's just very public.
Oh, very public. Yeah. But very public. I mean, it's very obvious as like a dumb guy who's like, oh, look at these girls. And it's like, oh, they're matching,
They
like that's like the
match,
second
yeah.
thing outside of like, wow, this workout is hard as shit,
Yeah.
So I got to be honest. I found you guys like right when you launched because we did this initiative kind of at the end of the year, like what was born from the chaos. And I think you guys are a perfect example of that. Chris Pearson actually DM'd us your guys' account and was like, these guys started something out of chaos. And so that's how we found you guys right away. I started living on an RV, didn't really have a workout plan whatsoever. And you guys, and I will say this with 100% confidence and will take this to my fucking grave. You guys are the best at branding and communicating a fitness plan. And it's so specific, it's personable. You guys care, you guys have a shit ton of passion. Like, you guys know exactly what you're doing, and like, you guys are doing so well. And I just want to commend you on everything that you guys have done in the last 4 months, 5 months. Like, it's honestly so impressive.
Thank you.
It's not been easy.
Hustling hard.
Literally hustling.
So I want to know, like, where the name Minny Hustlers came from, because I really like the name.
Thanks.
You can do that one.
Yeah, I'll do that one. So we do HIIT 2 times a week, and who we do our HIIT training with, high intensity training, is Peloton, and we do sprints with them. And this lady named Robin Arzon, she's kind of our inspiration, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
Like, there's times, like, we're not really, like, we're passionate, but like kind of like weird passionate. There's times where I'm like, oh, I can do it because of this girl. And she always calls her, like, she calls them their wolf pack, but like, we're their hustlers. Like,
good morning, hustlers.
Good morning, hustle. Like, hustle is like more than this. And just kind of, long story short, we were at Park Tab having drinks, and we were like, okay, we're hustlers. And then we put together, we're like, oh, Minnesota Minny Hustlers. We're like, that's kind of cool. Like, we're very short, so we call we're usually fun size, so we're kind of mini. We're stumpy, yeah. And then we put together Minny Hustlers, and it wasn't like
that's it. It wasn't that type of feeling.
Yeah, it wasn't like we want to be like, yeah, it was like rainbows and butterflies. We just were like, yeah, that's cool. And then when we had 24 hours to launch it, we're like,
this is it.
That's all we came up with.
That's all you got, but you also, now you love it.
Yeah. And when we went into it, like, there's a lot of things that like go into it, like the little things that people don't think about, like the gifts on Instagram. Like, there's a million hustler ones, like, I am a certified hustler, and like that's really played into our brand, I think.
And the songs,
like, we didn't think about any of that.
No.
It just worked.
And to be honest, we almost didn't start this because we were like, what would we name it?
Yeah.
For a long time, we're kind of like,
we wanted like LA Fit for a little bit, but we're like, we don't live in LA, but our names are Lauren and Ann. It was just kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
So quick clarifying question on my end. What is fun size? How do we define fun size?
Yeah, good question.
Well, we're
short and a lot of personality. Like, just like, you're fun, but you're just like a regular Snickers bar. We're a fun size Snickers bar. You know, you can just pop them in your mouth. Good time. But
a lot of people, wait, what? Okay. A lot of people also call us like meatballs.
Oh yeah, we get meatballs a lot. We were that for Halloween.
Nice. So, but like, I think we got to talk measurables. Like, are we talking like sub 5 foot for you guys, or what?
No.
What's our
5'3".
measurables?
We're both 5'3" on the dot.
Oh, you guys got some height. That's good.
Yeah, we feel like we're tall. We seriously do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, you're not legitimate meatballs. You guys are just kind of meatballs. You're more branded meatballs, more so. You guys are actually the 99th percentile, like, tall meatballs.
Tall.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tall.
Thank you. I love that compliment.
So maybe I think you guys are tall as shit. You guys are tall as shit meatballs.
Super
I mean,
tall.
I gotta be honest.
We got really long legs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So what was like the urgency though to like launch in 24 hours after just like
we missed
being
that.
this like these workout girls for so long together, and you're like, I guess we got to do it now. Like, what was behind that?
That's probably why Crispy messaged you. It was the chaos, right? We went in Minnesota, the gyms locked down on Monday. So we wanted to come out with a plan Sunday. So people in Minnesota, aka our friends and family, had something to look forward to. And everyone was so negative about the gym shutdown, like so negative, like, this sucks. Can't people just get over it? And can't people just wear a mask? And like, if you don't feel comfortable, stay at home. And we talked, and we're like, honestly, we got very fit, like mentally and physically, the first lockdown. So a lot of our friends really
saw that.
Yeah, they saw that, and they're like, you guys should share that with other people. And so we were like, we have 24 hours so people can start this on Monday. We're going to start it with them, and we're going to build like a community of like kicking ass together the second that shutdown happens Monday morning at 7 a.m. So that was the urgency.
Yeah. And I think that the pushing yourselves to just do it also took off like the pressure of like, it needs to be perfect.
Such a good point.
Like
Right,
we were
so-
like, we gotta go, we gotta get this done. Yeah.
Yeah, you were able to just get it going and figure out as you were on the move and learn as you go versus like the entire other route of having all your ducks in a row and making sure it looks perfect and never starting it because you were still waiting to, oh, we got to get this done. Oh, we got to get
And like,
Yeah.
what's the right moment, right? It's like,
It was not perfect. We'll tell you that.
yeah.
But
I think what you guys do best is like you guys are super creative, and you guys like had like a really good, god damn it, you guys had a really good like brand, you guys had a really good push to just be a brand right away, and you guys hit the ground running. Like you were super organized and you were super direct with what you were doing. So like and this is all from my standpoint. Like I literally
Wow.
I saw you guys from like Instagram tile 3. Like it's been solid. And I guess at the end of the day, like I would love to know kind of so we talked a little bit about how you guys possibly recorded a podcast with someone else before and it just got taken down. But then I also was tracking on like your guys' Instagram page blew up to like right like 4,000 or 5,000 after your TikTok went viral. And then like it looked like you had like 4,000 or 5,000 followers, maybe 6, 7, and you guys just got taken off the interweb altogether.
canceled.
Canceled.
We were canceled. Yeah, we've
Canceled.
been through the
Ringer.
yeah.
Like really, I mean, we've gone through things that it's like, why doesn't this happen to anyone else? And it's not just one thing, it's like 10. It's like, what do we say the other day? It's like
We
2 steps forward, 10 steps back constantly. I mean, like truly every day, something happens.
today was a good day.
Today was a pretty good day.
I'm a little behind the 8 ball on this. So you got taken down off Instagram
Oh yes.
so walk me through this. I'm unfamiliar.
Free Minny Hustlers, that was a hashtag.
First off, though, the first week we made a mistake. So Declan, I'm so happy you thought we had our stuff together because the first week we said DM us for the guide. We would get
Hundreds.
and then it turned to thousands, and then we decided to do the Google form, and so we had a whole bunch of spam because we kept copying and pasting. So right off the bat, Instagram was
thought we were a
like
bug.
would flag us, and we couldn't get in.
Yeah,
Remember that? We literally couldn't get in, and everyone's like requesting the guide, so there's more and more, but we couldn't send out the guide.
I literally didn't sleep for like the first 3 days. Like when people say like it's hard work, like I didn't sleep, I didn't eat. Like
I'm like getting worked up thinking about it.
Yeah, like we had
I logged
headaches
up,
and like we just like handled everything so wrong. I mean, like really, we just launched it. Thousands of people were DMing us. We were like,
All right,
So
well,
anyway,
we
so
got to
back in-
backtrack a little bit even further because I'm still processing over here.
Yeah.
So
back in the
you go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, so back in the day, it started off like where Instagram, we were just having difficulties. We couldn't load our page. We couldn't get DMs. Okay. This is back in November.
Yeah.
When was this? A month ago, maybe?
Yeah.
We're on All Things Minnesota podcast. And
yeah,
great time.
so fun.
So much fun. The next morning they text us, hey girls, our computer completely crashed. We lost everything. So that was Thursday morning. So like that's a huge bummer. We had so much fun and all that. And then Friday morning, Lo is going to work at Base Camp. She coaches at Base Camp Fitness. 4 a.m. I get a call from her. I'm like, decline. What are you doing? But I know something's up. She's like, I cannot get into Minny Hustlers. And I'm like, it's fine because stuff like this happens to us all the time. So we're like, hey, I'm sure it's like just her phone. I could get in for some weird reason. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't get it either. I'm searching on my personal Minny Hustlers. It's not popping up.
It doesn't exist. Like Minny Hustlers
Is gone.
vanished.
But it's not saying like it's disabled, it's deleted. It's just said error. I'm trying to block it.
No, it
out.
just said there's no user found. I mean, we would log in and I'm like, oh, did I forget my password? No user. And I'd go to, in my art personals, we have like, I think it says co-creator of Minny Hustlers, there was no link to it. Like
in our
was
DMs,
gone.
In our DMs, they would just say like Instagram user. If I saw it on my personal.
Yeah. And then I coached a few classes while she was doing research and I came back to people messaging me on my personal being like, I'm very offended that you blocked me. Could you please give me explanations? I'm so caught off guard. What did I do? And I'm like, here we go. We have
Yeah.
6,000 people thinking we blocked them. Here we go.
And like poor people coming to just get a workout and it's gone. Like,
Yeah,
So
Wow.
so what happens next after that?
okay, so we are again grinding, like reaching out to every person we know, asking, has this happened to anyone else? A lot of people said, not a lot, a good amount was like, this happened to me, but they'd have 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey,
Why?
what
us?
happened? And they would have to verify it themselves. But, we should talk about the giveaway.
Well, we don't have to talk about that yet. That wasn't a whole other problem. We had fake.
But that's the reason why I got to the
Yeah.
Okay.
Long story short, we did a giveaway. It blew up with engagement. Super awesome. But because of the high engagement on such like a low impact like profile, we got fake bots created, fake Minny Hustlers
So it'd be
accounts.
like Minny Hustler.
Yep. I know. I've
Yeah.
seen that
Hustlers
before.
underscore.
And I mean, that was a huge deal because people were sending them their information and then getting hacked. And then it was just revolving around our brand, right? So at the end of the
It's
day,
like, it's not.
at the end of the day, it was their
so bad.
fault, right? Because they put their information, but like we feel sick because it was because of Minny Hustlers. And it was a Minny Hustlers underscore versus just Minny Hustlers. So all these fake bots were going, and the only thing we could do is tell them to report.
Report it's fake. That was
Yeah, it's an impersonator.
Mhm.
And so when everything happened, we were like, it's got to be something with that giveaway. Like we had so many fake accounts. Did someone hack us? People were reaching out being like, I got hacked. The hacker reached out for money. Get ready for a ransom. We're like, okay, we're doing a ransom.
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
actually insane.
Yeah.
So,
So
like-
long story short, it went 72 hours of us just like researching. And Andrew, we talked about this earlier, but it honestly, we got it back because of connections, not because of the customer service at Instagram or Facebook.
No.
We had somebody who owns a company reach out to a rep that they
At
work with at
Facebook.
Facebook. And
Wow.
she went behind the scenes and figured it out for us. And what ended up happening was it was that giveaway. They swept all of the Minny Hustlers accounts, and
Right,
ours
they just
got
removed them all, and yours got included in that.
And then this kills me though, because we figured out that that's what's happening, right? So we're able to now fill out the form through Instagram service, like service online. And so Lowe's the first one to try. So it's like, hey, I need to prove myself. My name is Lauren Lundstrom on her ID, but Instagram, of course, it's Lowe. So they're like, nope, it's not
You're
you.
fake.
You can't get it back. So we're just like,
one thing after another. We
I'm
ended
like,
up
I
getting
got
it back.
this.
Yeah.
So I sent everything I had.
Passport.
Like probably shouldn't have done it, but I did my entire life.
Like Social Security. Like
Everything.
we did everything.
You're
and
kidding.
then, so this is on Sunday, Monday at noon.
Yeah.
It just all of a sudden was back. We're like,
No explanation.
were we punked? I don't know.
It
How
just
good
like
was that feeling?
we got on live. We went live. We don't do that. Like we should, but we don't. We like boom, let's go live because then we knew everybody
And then
would
it
get
was-
that notification. Minny Hustlers went live.
And it's like, it's actually us now. And
Yeah. So then we had hundreds of people joining, and then reposting it. They're back. So we kind of like made it a hype, and we hoped we went back. We had a photo shoot for our merch. And we did I'm like, let's just take one. Like we're back.
hoping that we'd be back.
And so we had it instantly. We posted it like, we're back. I'm
That's
not
so-
going anywhere.
Hopefully.
That
So that
is
it's just like,
amazing.
we just haven't had an easy route. And so Declan, when you say like, it looks like you guys have your stuff together, something goes wrong every single day. I mean, I could tell you the last 3 days, something that's gone wrong.
Like for some weird reason, she couldn't get in our Instagram.
I was
2
locked
days
out of
ago.
Instagram for 2 days. I mean,
Like,
And then you're immediately thinking, "Oh shit, it's happening again. We're gonna get wiped off. We're gonna get wiped off."
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD.
Yeah.
I gotta ask a question. Going back to the early November when
Yep.
oh, Paul.
when did you realize that you had something special? Because you were walking me through a situation where you're getting hundreds of DMs and you're like, okay, I can't manage this via DMs anymore. I need the Google form. And then even more people coming in, thousands of people. Like, how early did you know, like, holy shit, like this is popping off, and like this, and the gravitation towards it is almost insurmountable?
How early?
You want to know what's sad is I don't think we realize it still.
We're still working on it. I'd say we're
Yeah.
working on it. Like
We
trying
need
to
to-
value ourselves.
Yeah, like even like when we were coming out with our second guide, we didn't want to charge people. And people were like, you guys need to understand that you're worth something. And we're like, we don't. And maybe that's something we're working towards, but
It just is.
yeah.
We've always just, had other friends work out with us, or us and our friends work out. So it's like we honestly felt weird charging people. But it's
Yeah.
like we've worked so hard. We put so much time.
like yeah. But I think we realized, I don't know. I don't think
know
we were
either.
too overwhelmed to ever like take it in, to be completely honest. And I said that to one of my coworkers. I work at United Health Group, and she was like, every startup feels that. Like, you don't do a startup and you're not overwhelmed. If you're not doing it right. She was like, people hustle and like they're overwhelmed. And we like have been so overwhelmed with different things that we haven't really been able to like sit down, take a deep breath, and be like, holy shit, we actually are cool. Like, this is cool.
Sometimes we'll be like just be like,
Take a
okay,
moment.
step back for a second. We just met with blah, blah, blah. Or
Yeah.
like we just, some cool thing that we hit 1 mil on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, but at the moment we're just so wrapped up in thinking about what's next, because we're go, and not really realizing, what's really happening. And I guess when I think about when we realized we were like had something important or big or whatever the question was maybe when it got outside of Minnesota. Like when we were like,
that's
holy
been cool.
crap.
Like people from Australia and Peru, and there's been really cool in United Kingdom. Like, they're everywhere. And we're like,
When we started seeing, and like people we don't know, we're like, oh, that's cool that people we don't know about would support us.
yeah. Or like we were shopping one day, like right after it launched,
Oh, yeah.
and someone came up to us and was like, are you the Minny Hustlers? We're like, huh? And I was like, wait, that was really cool. That whole group just came up to us, and we don't know them. And they just wanted to say hi and that they wanted to meet us. So,
I think those types of moments are so cool because they force you to be present, and they force you to just be like, oh yeah, we are the Minny Hustlers, or like, oh yeah, we are Backpocket. And I think it's like one of those things where it's like, I was never asking to be recognized in public. I was never asking for this gratitude, but it was given to me out of the goodness of someone else's heart. And now it's just like, oh, cool. Yeah, I am the fucking Minny Hustlers. Of course, that's what I am. Now it's time to go do another thing. So it's like, I totally vibe with that. And Andrew and I do the same thing when we text each other, try and ground ourselves. And we say this all the time. And Andrew's already smiling because he knows what I'm about to say. And we always say we're the only ones doing it. And it's foolish to say that maybe from the standpoint of like, we're two white podcasters, dudes who like we're one of a million,
yeah.
But like it truly feels like we're the only ones doing it, to the sense of like we care so much deeply about the craft. We care so much about the community and the connections and like the next step forward. So like you find yourself in these like meetings or in this really anxious situation, or like at Bocello where you're looking at like 250 people dancing in front of you in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Like there's these different moments that happen along our time frame where you're just like, we're literally the only ones doing it. So I totally vibe with what you guys are saying, and I would challenge you to continue to do that while you guys are moving forward, because the energy you guys put towards each other and put towards this thing called Minny Hustlers, like, dude, it's amazing how it just continues to grow because you guys just genuinely care. So I keep going, honestly.
We'll try.
Thanks.
Yeah, and
work
you're
it out.
you're talking about the idea of giving value over like your second program. You just want to give value over the of charging someone, and that's hard to get over because like in your own head it's because this is something you love so much and you just want to give. And I'm curious from like the standpoint that you're in now, what does it look like from a business end? Like where does Minny Hustlers go? Well, because you're operating solely off of Instagram, if I'm correct. Like, what is kind of like the next steps to like formalize this whole operation?
Well, I always say we wouldn't know last month that we would be where we are right now. So it's like, how can we know where we will be in a month other than merch drop, more TikToks, trying to be better. Like,
we just are loving what we're doing. And it's like, I know in the end we should have a goal, but like, we love it. Like, I'd be happy doing just this. And from a business standpoint, like, it's great that we have the opportunity to make money and travel now for Minny Hustlers coming up here. But
I guess another thing is we're trying to work more with gyms around Minneapolis.
yes,
That's been
that's our new initiative. Nice.
So yeah, I know. I was like, merch. That's literally happened today. That's what it was. Working with Minneapolis gyms or fitness community.
Yeah.
And hopefully expanding that would be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
I'm actually stoked that that's the way you answered that. We operate in a very similar way, but like,
Nice.
love what you're doing right now. And you're just going to figure out like what the next steps are with what you love to do. Fill up your cup, do what Declan, how do you say it? Like where do we find the most joy in
you're making decisions not to make money. You're making decisions to maximize happiness and maximize efficiency.
Totally.
And like at the end of the day, that's the goal. The money is kind of the icing on the cake, and something that you guys probably won't realize until you're like making enough to where it replaces your income at United Health or wherever you work. And so it's like, we're the same way. Like, people ask us like, whoa, what are you guys going to take Backpocket full time? Like, what's the 5-year plan? And it's like, dude, Andrew answers this great too. It's like, in 5 years, I just want to feel a certain way. I want to feel happy. I want to feel like I'm doing something that's fulfilling in my life. And that's really all that matters. And I think you guys are like right there with us. And I'm so glad we're having like this conversation right now, because like, I feel like I'm literally looking at a version of us to a certain degree. I know we all went to St. Thomas here too. So
yeah, we're Tommies, so we're all pretty similar.
Absolutely. And so like, I love this idea of just like continue to operate right in the space, right? Like, you guys are kind of in the sauce of like what kind of is garnering the most happiness. So I just really, really love that. And I want to know, what's kind of a story or a moment like that people say like, oh, well, when did you know? It was like, what was like a cool, surprising moment, like maybe from a workout that you guys gave away, or just a different type of story around like maybe a feel good story type thing that it really made your guys' hearts full from the services and things that you guys have worked so hard for.
So on top of everything that we do and you guys see, there's a lot of like back end behind the scenes of like us working to help people, not just physically, but mentally. And I think something that people don't realize, and Anna and I had a good discussion about this in the car, is like, we are where we are today because like we genuinely love ourselves. Like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, hell yeah. Like I'll be like, you look good right now. She's like, I know. Like, we genuinely are to a place in our, no, like, I'm serious. We are to a place where like we love ourselves, and like life hits so differently when you're there. And once we got there, and like, no, it didn't come overnight. That's when we physically started to change, because like we mentally were there. So now we physically are there, and helping people behind the scenes that you guys and the normal audience doesn't see has been like, I mean, I've cried because people will be like, I literally was in such a dark place. I had nothing to look forward to. I just had a kid, or nothing's open. And like, you guys gave me a free program to like find myself and like challenge myself. And for that, like, you saved me from such a dark place. And like that alone, besides like the money and the merch, like that's so cool.
And that's why we started it.
Yeah.
And it's like also the tips and tricks also that we don't think anything about. And then people are like, I've been doing this since you guys started, since I started following you, and we don't realize that.
Yeah.
And how far that can go is really important, and something that we always have to remember. Like, we truly believe in this, we're going to share it and
Yeah.
have to know that people will take that seriously. And so that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're super fun and we like to have fun, but at the same time, people do seem to really listen to what we say and what we do. And so to remember that is
important. Yeah. So I think just like people reaching out, Declan, to answer your question, like when the 4-week guide like really started going, like at first it was like, oh, this is cool, whatever. And then like halfway through, when people were starting to see like mental and physical results, that's when it was like, okay, we're working our asses off. Like, this is so worth it. So I think like one of the first DMs I can think of, somebody, I won't specifically name her, but she was really impactful for us and like motivated us to like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to film this godforsaken workout and we're going to kick ass in the gym. So while we might motivate others, like the community, as dumb as that sounds, honestly motivates us and like gets us going.
That's phenomenal. So from that aspect, say I'm someone that is, struggling a little bit and
You're struggling a little bit, dude. Just say it.
yeah, I'm struggling right now. I am struggling. I can't get my ass in the gym. I'm overworking myself, to be honest. I work from like 7 to 10 and I just don't find time for the gym. Train me up. Can I need to be fixed. I'm curious. Where do I begin?
You don't have to be extreme.
You just have to be consistent.
So we're always like, just get that one workout done. And keep going.
Like, let that endorphin, like you're just at a wall, right? And like everyone has it. We've all had it. And you're just like here and you just need to break through it. And so it's like, just do something. And I think the big thing is like, we say it constantly. And if you follow us, you see, it's like you have to be stronger than your excuses. So yeah, you're overworked. Yeah. So
we're
are we
working too.
It's like, yeah, you have a mom, you're a mom with 5 kids. 5 minutes, do 10 squats. Like, just do something that's going to get you moving to get those endorphins going. And like,
and even if go through our page, there's like 20-minute workouts you can do at home. And always on those posts, we say no excuses, because there truly isn't, unless you're injured. That's a whole nother story. But just keep telling yourself that. And I think that one workout, or even just like a walk. Yeah, we always tell, if people are like really struggling and can't even get to the gym, it's like, just move your body a little bit and start feeling good. And
like, challenge yourself, Andrew, to 10, like we were doing a March It Out challenge right now, 10K steps a day. You could literally stand in place right now and march. It's like, you're like, oh, but I work all day. Okay, stand up and march in place. It's like finding a way to like be stronger than your excuse is going to get you probably through that wall that you're clearly like hitting.
Yeah, no, that's well said.
Well said. I would have said, first thing, Andrew, we got to get rid of the glasses. I know I just got that.
They're yours.
I know. Yeah, they are mine. Shout out to Baldwin Shop. Great brand. I'm bringing the energy apparently, and they love it.
Declan sponsored by Baldwin Shop. He's the face of the company.
I hope by the time, actually, I won't say it yet, but there's some big things coming potentially on their website.
Okay,
it has to do with me. But anyways, that's irregardless. I would have said take the shades off at least before you start your workout, and then you could always start a day and end your day with a glass of water. I said maybe if you start with that, you can amplify the next thing. I don't know. I posted this thing, so I had a defensive driving Zoom class as part of my diversion program for a speeding ticket I got. That was pretty gnarly. I had to do like community service and then this 8-hour defensive driving class. And a lot of the parts of the class was like kind of similar to like around workouts and stuff. Like, how can we find a way to take action and be consistent every day? What would your action plan be? And they try and basically apply that to like you not being a dickhead on the streets. So they came up with this example for like people to write out the different action plans that you're supposed to take, but they applied it to working out. So they said like JC is 50 pounds overweight and the doctor said he's going to die soon if he doesn't lose the weight. And so this is a participation Zoom class, and everybody in the class, there's like 30 people all over Zoom. This moderator has to call on each individual one, and everybody has to give an answer of their action plan. So everyone's just like, they should just go to the gym. They should go do this. All like 1-word, 2-word answers.
What'd you do?
being the podcaster and the, overall idiot that I am, I went into a monologue on what I think JC could do to lose 50 pounds. And one of my things was to start with a glass of water in the morning and a glass of water at night. If he can accomplish that one thing, then I can get him to do the next thing, which would be, hit a workout or something. And then on his way to work in the morning, listen to a few podcasts, get that into his mind, and then get a couple friends around him to do the same thing with him. And then look back and reflect on the things that he loved to do, and then triple down on that for the future. I think JC would, lose plenty of weight. So
he'd be a success story.
He would be a success story.
But I feel like you guys are doing that on a daily basis by like legitimately following your passion and just like tripling down on this idea of like something that you guys just started off a whim, but it's been inside you for so long. I would like to know, because, we're still working our day jobs, whether we're passionate about it or not. They enable us to do Backpocket. They enable us to be stress-free in the financial world and allow us to look at something like Minny Hustlers or Backpocket without any sort of financial burden. Like, we're never asking the question, how can I make my bottom line so I can pay rent with Minny Hustlers or Backpocket? So I would want to know, how are you guys balancing the passions and the day job with your side hustle, just on a day-to-day basis? I would love to hear some how that's all going for you guys.
Do you want a day in the life, maybe?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
I love that.
Not too exciting, but I mean, this is how we balance, is by always getting our workout in typically in the mornings. Before work, we typically start 8-9. And then we are at a pretty good place of content-wise. Before it was like, what do we post? Because we try to post, pretty often throughout the day.
We have a strategy, surprisingly.
Yeah, we do on that. So we'll be doing our real work and then answering DMs on the side a little bit too often in meetings. But
we honestly, we honestly are this.
Oh yeah, it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm in high school. Truly,
Yeah.
I'm in high school. I'm hiding my phone and answering DMs. It's a problem.
so, but sometimes we'll be like, hey, I really need to finish a report, or I have like a big meeting right now. We say MIA. And then the other person, like, we know. And we really want that connection with our followers and our community. So if a DM is in our inbox for over like an hour, it's like
we panic, and we need to get better at that.
We
but
do.
Like,
yeah. But where's that balance of like having that connection and and a lot of it is like, hey, I'm going to work out, but I can't, or like they have a question about the workout and it's 4:30 p.m. They're just about to start the workout. We want to get back to them right away before that starts. So some of that stuff, we're like, crap, if we miss that, we're super bummed, but we do our best. Recently, I guess
we kind of have time periods, like, okay, I'll be from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. You're the afternoon. So we I've forever. Yeah, we kind of, we try.
We don't really.
I'm forever grateful that there's two of us. I mean, it is the best thing. If whoever's listening to this, like, if you and your bestie want to start something, like, we've talked to even Sophie and said about this. It's like, it's so nice having two people, because like, there's things that I genuinely like don't want to answer, and I don't like, I'm like, I can't handle that right now. And so I'm like, boom, you got it.
Or who can relate more, right? Like,
yeah,
I had a knee problem. So when people come about knees, it's me. She has a gut issue. A lot of people go to her for that. So that's also super nice to have a more wide variety of answers and relatable topics.
But back to balancing, we're really struggling with it, to be completely frank. We are. I mean that's the honest truth of it. It's like, anytime I have a break between a meeting or like in something I'm trying to complete, like a task, like going to the bathroom, grabbing water, like, I'm working the whole time. I'm working over lunch. I'm working. I mean, and that's what I think our friends and family, and like you two, totally get. I can hear it. Is like, oh, I had to work 12 hours a day. I'm like, okay, yeah, but when we close our laptop for work, it's right to content. I mean, it's like right now I'm thinking like, we got to come up with the caption for tomorrow.
And like, I was at happy hour, but like right before this, she's like, did you post? I'm like, crap, no. So I'm like at happy hour making a post.
And so you're on your phone, and it's like, so it's on top of like balancing not only your work life, but like, we are very social, and like, we we feed off that. And so like when we go into a hole, it's like not really good for us. So if you guys have any advice? Because we're really struggling balancing the two. And this is our passion, right? I'm sure you guys too. You're like, we literally love podcasting. So like, we rather do this than our day job. But like right now it's not that's not reality. So if you have advice, we definitely need it.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would say, like, oh, sorry, I cut you off, Ann. What'd you say?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, we want to post at least every hour, so that's 8 hours of our work day.
Like on Instagram or on Instagram stories?
Instagram stories,
smart.
Not real posts.
Yeah. And again, making that connection in our DM. So it's like we're technically balancing, like we're doing both, but it's taking away from full time.
Yeah. Well, I have a few tips. I think that
we need it.
So
you got some too?
Yeah, Andrew has one too. I'll say one. Andrew, go.
Okay.
So the first one is don't feel bad about like just keep doing what you're doing. Like don't think that that's a problem. In fact, if you ever think of it negatively or someone comes after you for it being negative, just like simply my response is always like, I'm super grateful for said company that I work for right now. Like you guys are the best in the world because you allow me to basically balance the two. Obviously you could get better at balancing, and sneaky, you'll never real get better balancing because there's only going to be more work to do. So I would say just continue to focus on the fact that like the balance will never really be there. Do your best.
I like honesty.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And just be super grateful for the opportunities that you're getting at work, because there's so many things that you can actually take from your United Health Group job that you can maybe apply to Minny Hustlers, or maybe there's a coworker who's like struggling, who needs a like, that could be a client right there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I try and do that all the time. And I work in the construction industry, and I'm not like any of the people that I work around at all times of the day, but there's so many different things where like, I just look at it as a positive attitude, or with a positive attitude. I'm like, oh, I could use that. I could use that. There's a guy that likes podcasts, blah, blah, blah. Like when you start to look at it that way, you start to like almost integrate the two and thus kind of balance over time.
Totally.
I like it.
And
then my piece of advice. So yeah, that's phenomenal, because that's just going to reinforce like what you're doing and why you're doing it. And then on top of that, like what Declan mentioned, the toughest part is it's never going to get easier. It's only the beginning. So things are going to continue to pile up on your plate. But the best way that we've found to give ourselves a hint of balance is outsourcing, investing in an intern that can work for free for a little bit, and having the patience to train them on who your brand is and have them start posting on social media. It's going to take, at first, it's going to take twice as long. It's going to piss you off because they're not going to do exactly what you guys want. That this has happened to us. Still does. But over time, it takes wonders off of our plate. And then you're also giving someone like some sweet internship, like a college student, a really cool internship with people that care about what they're doing.
And does that take a lot of trust into this individual?
Well, it does over time. So you give them tasks that pretty much anyone can do, and just basically have them earn trust with each task you give them. So like, if you guys are talking about posting every hour on Instagram, and you guys maybe, and I think Lo, you mentioned like, we have a process. It's like, great. Well, write the process down, show it to your intern, show them what you need them to do. And then as they post and as they fuck up, you're in their ear like, hey, this is how you could get better. And then that's when it kind of comes to like the communication aspect of like how you handle your intern and how, and kind of you set the guidelines, and just be honest with them too. I mean, that was another thing Andrew and I did. Like when we hired our first couple interns last year, it was like, hey, look, never hired an intern before. We literally want this to be a fruitful opportunity so that a company looks at this experience on your resume and says, what is it and how did it help you and why are you here today type thing. And like, we're obviously resources if they ever wanted to call us or anything like that. But like, we're trying to enable them as much as they can so that they feel like this is a legitimate job, a legitimate opportunity that they could use so that someone with legitimate money can pay them at some point. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, find that like one fitness intern that you could possibly have, and then give them like the one thing that like, even though it probably has no legitimate value, whatever, I shouldn't say that. A very simple task, simply that, and have it as a consistent thing. And if they can do that, then you give them a little more, and then they're gonna ask for more, and then you're gonna give it to them. So
That's how
there's
the
all these
trust
different
gets
things,
built. Yeah.
and then that's how the trust gets built.
So those are our 2 pieces of advice. How do we do?
We
Yeah,
appreciate
what does
it.
that say?
We appreciate
No,
it.
they were
I
great.
like the one where looking at as opportunities,
Yeah.
Yes.
because that's huge.
And
that's
another thing on that too, and it keeps coming back to this book I read, and I would recommend it to anyone. And it's a cheesy title, but like it's such an important. It's got so many good things in there. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and a lot of it talks about like this idea of the sale and how it never comes from like you asking about the sale, or like it just comes from you being a genuine person. And so like, look what your day job enables you to do when you get to a sale. Like you guys are talking about just not even wanting to make money, or doing it from the standpoint of like, we don't really care about the money. That is a better sale than asking for money to begin with. So it ultimately, I guess that's just how it's always worked in business. I mean, that's what I read in this book, but I've seen it work in my own life, but also from the standpoint of like, Andrew and I are looking for clients for, podcast production per se. Like, we're not like going into each meeting like, God damn it, we need this so bad, otherwise like we can't pay rent. So like, we're going to push extra hard to make sure we can make this sale. In fact, we're attacking the exact opposite, because it's like, look, do we really like this person? Could we make a partnership with this person? Like, is this something that could potentially be fruitful? Let's just have a conversation with them. Like, when you take the financial side out of it, because you have another job that fulfills that, and another that needs somewhere else, it enables you to be like pretty much a 10 times better business person. So like, there's a lot of things that go into that opportunity that you're talking about.
Yeah, we feel that.
It's crazy, but yeah, I'm impressed with what you guys have been doing so far, and like, I'm excited to continue to see where you guys are going. But like, what's your most surprising piece of TikTok content that you guys have posted and you're like, Jesus Christ, this got out of hand and now it's like blown up and we were never expecting this?
The one?
The one.
The 1 million one, that the TikTok trend, the vacation dirty head song.
Yeah.
Where they sneeze. Achoo.
With the pre-workout.
When it started getting to different countries, but there was different languages commenting, we're like, okay, it's
We made
getting
it
around for sure. That was funny. And people are so ruthless.
Oh, we get bullied. You guys got to read it. I mean, we
comments?
Yes.
They're hilarious.
It's like when you look swollen and tired, or what else is it?
Shoot, you guys should put on some makeup. I bet you went in there and lifted 5 pounds. Sick.
Yeah, like babies, or like, or like
it's weird stuff.
Or like ugly. Or like sick. Like I mean, go look. I mean, there's probably a good 100 bullying comments alone.
And some are actually pretty sad, complete opposite of like, I wish I had this. I wish I had friends. That's really hard. So we try to get them into the community on TikTok.
That's a plug.
Or Instagram.
We got you. We're hustlers.
Yeah. So it's very a different world in TikTok.
Very it's not the Instagram world. I'm sure you guys are seeing that, but it's a great way. Like Andrew, you said it, and we commented about it. Like TikTok is such an interesting avenue. And I think us millennials not a lot of people are like taking out upon. And we always say everything happens for a reason, but when our Instagram got deleted, we went into TikTok. And so that's kind of how we built up that empire, because we literally were like, everyone moved to TikTok. And so we got like a good 5,000 followers from that. And then, as Andrew, you said, boom, one goes viral, and it's insane.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Because then we'll get those followers, because we have in our TikTok bio the 4-week free guide in our Instagram. So then they come to us, and then we get all the emails of the download. So it's actually really cool. It's really interesting when all those start going. We're like, oh, TikTok's doing
viral. Something went viral, because then we see all the emails of the downloads coming in, and we're like, Peru, United Kingdom, Costa Rica. I mean, they're everywhere. But
it's the coolest thing ever.
My mind how valuable TikTok has become.
It scares us, actually.
Yeah, it's very like 1 million people. over 1 million people around the world saw us being,
Ew.
yeah, looking swollen.
But then like the actual traffic behind it, those are like they're real people. And it's not like
can't
some
believe
fake a number that you feel like it's meaningless. Like these people are then coming to other parts of your business and your pages, and it's working. It blows my mind.
I know.
A girl from the gym was like, "Hey, saw you girls on TikTok."
We go TikTok.
Yeah, we're like, "Oh."
We gotta get better.
No, that's
Millennials,
awesome.
shout out. You need to get better at TikTok.
Oh, millennial talk is like so cringe. Like on Twitter, there's this whole page dedicated to like the score between Gen Z and millennial, and it's so funny. Like millennials stink ass at it. It's so funny.
You need to send us that, Declan.
That's
Yeah, I will for sure. But no, it's just crazy. Like the world we kind of live in now with like, I think what it is, and I think Gary Vee said this at one point, but it's like, who cares what app it is at this point? It's like, there's always going to be a new app eventually. The strategy is basically the same thing, which is like, be yourself, build the community from that, and be creative. And so like, everyone wants to get caught up in TikTok right away when when TikTok like kind of first became a thing, and it was like, oh, so this is like the dancing app. Like I have to go on TikTok to dance. And it's like, no, there's pretty much a TikTok for every different type of, niche or genre of entertainment, and you can find one and blow up in it. And the crazy thing that I guess we kind of didn't really take for face value at first, which was like, okay, we just got 1 million views, but like, who are these people? Like, usually like when something blows up on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else in the past, it's usually been like, okay, it's just like a bunch of guys DMing for like feet pics all of a sudden. Like, I don't want this. Like, this isn't the engagement or the virality I was necessarily asking for type thing. So yeah, it's a weird transition, but I think at the end of the day, it's just like triple down yourself, keep doing your thing. It's the app is kind of irrelevant at this point, although TikTok is pretty sick.
And with that, going viral, having over 1 million people watch a TikTok video of yours.
That's something you put on your resume, by the way.
Right. It's something you put on your resume, and it's well above average. It's way above average. So ladies, Lauren and Ann, I got to ask you, what is your average quality? What is something that you do well at times and other times not so well, but you deeply care about it and you're trying to get better at it each day?
No, it's a quality, that's a skill.
Okay, and take it however you want. It's kind of a general question, and you can take it however you want.
I'll go because you need to think.
Yeah, I don't.
Mine is I get really like heated pretty easy.
Yeah, that's your average. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I just like get really like really intensely. That's how when I was trying to say it's helpful having her. Like sometimes people come at us in like Instagram, whatever, TikToks, whatever. I don't know those people. They bully us. We don't really care. But like when someone like comes at us for like something we did on Instagram, like I am this close to going off. Like I'm like, you don't know, and so like I really need to work on chilling. Like, and there was a point where like 4 CBD companies reached out to us and we're like, we want to send you products, and we're like,
they all came in one day. I was like, people think we need to chill.
And I do.
It was all CBD. It was hilarious.
It's a really average quality. Like,
but it's also, then I'm pretty chill. I'm just like, you go, I'll handle this. But then it's nice to have her energy and her hype on the stories, like getting people amped up, where I'm behind the scenes, like doing whatever we have to do on that end.
Yeah. What's your average quality though?
The lack of energy sometimes.
Yeah. Like the first time she got on that stage, she's like, all right, everyone, I'm going to like do that. I'm like, have personality. Don't be a dud.
Yeah. I'm not a dud.
Okay. You were that one day. She's gotten better. We're working on it.
Because it's like you want to be chill, but like you want to, I don't know.
I guess
that's my total average is that I'm chill, and that's good sometimes in a business, but when we're trying to amp people up to hustle,
she needs me.
And like
with all of effect.
I'll go to bed at like 9 p.m. She'll be up till 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So that's like the perfect example of that's the biggest difference in us, I'd say. Other than I like wine and she doesn't. But
Okay. I just thought of this random content concept that you guys can maybe do, and
Tell
it would be like if it was like a high intensity workout where you really need to bring the energy to the people. You you take like all right, we're gonna do 3 sets of 10 burpees, blah blah blah, and then like it cuts right to Anne, and she's like, and we're gonna probably rest for 30 probably like 45 seconds, and then we're gonna hop right back in it, and then it cuts right back to Lo, and she's like, and then we're gonna do star jumps, and it's like I would love the dynamic TikTok? Because like, say that again.
Oh, I said next TikTok.
Yes.
That
yes. Because I think that goes without saying, like, you guys have a dynamic, like although you could bring more energy in, like it's cool that you guys have the balance, because quite honestly you need it. So like triple down on it, make it part of your brand, just keep it going. I think it'd be sweet.
I feel like people can see that though.
Yeah,
well,
right.
I don't know. I guess I don't know, but I would think it's not like we hide.
Telling them.
Yeah.
That's how I always see it. Would never hurt telling them.
What?
But another question. No, I'd say it wouldn't hurt telling people. It wouldn't hurt telling people the fact that you guys, like, one's super high energy and one's super low. Most people will be like, oh yeah, no shit. But then other people will be like, oh yeah, she is kind of chill.
Okay, I'm not lame.
Yeah,
right.
You're lame.
No, we're not.
I'm just kidding. I'll be like, if someone was like, F you guys suck, I'd be like, okay, cool. Lo would literally go jump off.
Why I come at.
Where it's like, they don't know us
Bop
at
them
all.
on the head.
Like, chill. Yeah.
Like, hello, who are you talking to? Oh, I get so mad.
Yeah.
Okay, I got another thing, because I saw you guys did the you guys followed suit and hopped in the ice bath with Embrace North.
You did Embrace
Oh,
North.
I did that before y'all.
Oh,
No.
Ooh,
We didn't.
whoa,
She
whoa,
didn't.
Whoa.
I did it before Embrace North was open.
before Minny Hustlers.
Oh, nice. So when did you discover doing ice baths, Lo?
From technically it was Callan Faulkner, who I know you guys know. I lived next door to her. So it literally would have been over a year ago that I went there. 2 years.
At Cedar Lake?
In Millennium.
No, when they were at Cedar Lake.
Oh no, we were in the backyard of. They didn't even have their sauna yet. No, we were at whatever peak. It wasn't Embrace North yet.
She's getting defensive.
I know.
I know. I was, because I was so crabby about doing it. Like I
always get so crabby, but then it's the best feeling after.
Right. Yeah.
I was so mad.
Regardless of who did it first, like, it fucking rocks, right? Isn't it the best?
Yeah. We actually need to go back. We
Yeah,
haven't
we do.
for a while.
It's scary in the winter.
Oh, that's true. That's why we stopped. It was the negative weeks.
Sure.
We were gonna go, but then.
Well, there's just like nothing cooler than like tricking your brain into thinking like this is you're capable of doing this. It's just like at the core of what you're doing, it's like this sucks. Like this is scary and it sucks and it's cold, but then you just trick yourself and like, all right, it's not that bad. I got this. Another minute. Okay, we're good. And you're out and you're like, oh my God, I just did something that I thought was nearly impossible. And like that simple gratification is the coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys look like you handled it well, though. I watched some of your lives.
There you go. And Andrew went for 31 freaking minutes.
Yeah,
that's like frostbite at that
Yeah,
point.
are you okay?
I was struggling a little bit afterwards. I lost all the feeling in my body.
Did you have to get pulled out?
No, I was able to get out, but everything was tingly. And then I immediately got in the sauna, and the sauna was 210 degrees. And Luis, myself, and one other guy, we never broke a sweat, and we were in there for 15 minutes. Our body was just like trying to find heat, and we just sat there and never broke a sweat. It was the strangest thing.
Were you just like in another world? Like that's
an out of body experience.
It was an out of body experience. I think the reason why I was able to get through it is we were doing a fundraising for our best Christmas ever. So I was just thinking about that, and we were on live. So we had someone like walking around telling me like, oh, this donation just came in. And I was just like, all right, another 10 minutes. And I was just using that as like my motivation. But It was super cool, and I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Yeah, is that healthy? Like truly, I know ice baths are, we know the benefits of that, but is 31 minutes?
No, I don't think anything after like 15 is
Like,
healthy.
don't do this at home. Disclaimer. After that.
Yes. But
Yeah.
Luis
Yeah.
was like, Andrew, one more minute after 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, Luis, we can do it.
Oh, was he in there too?
He was in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's nuts. He's so good. I mean, yeah, he's
Mad
inspirational.
respect,
yeah.
yeah.
Mad respect for that man.
Yeah. He was on our podcast in 2020, right in the beginning. And it was right before the shutdown. And he was talking about opening Embrace North. We had jumped in the lake a couple times together, and we grew this really cool audience in Cedar Lake over like 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is the coolest community. I need to build a business around this. And we're like, Luis, take it to
Yeah.
Mars. You would be phenomenal at it. And
Aw.
then he did absolutely that during a pandemic. I'm so proud of Luis. It was the coolest
Yeah,
thing.
he's
That's
incredible.
awesome.
He's so positive and nice, and it's gonna work out.
Yes. He is the face of handling adversity and taking things head on. And when pressure becomes stress and anxieties rise, and he himself is very good at overcoming these situations just by his natural personality. So, Lauren, I'm going to ask you first. What is in your back pocket when these type of situations arise, when pressure's becoming stress and anxieties rise? And what do you have in your back pocket?
And
I love that. It's
All right,
simple.
Ann, I got to fire the question. What's in your back pocket?
That girl.
Mic drop. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I think it's that simple. I mean, there's really no explanation needed. And I could say the same thing for the guy right over here. Although I haven't seen him since December.
sad.
Yeah, and I'm out here basically alone in the middle of the desert. But
So cool.
I'll tell you what though,
Wow.
like even with this whole experience so far with like not physically being together after kind of working and building Backpocket for the last 3.5-4 years now, it's like we're firing on all cylinders more than we ever were, and we're not even together right now in the same
crazy.
and we don't have to be around, and it's just like the natural bond and the natural accountability. Like we just know who we are at this point. Like that's why I think we were talking about this earlier. Like building a business with your best friend is tough for a couple different reasons, but like it's also one of the more worthy experiences, especially when you can accomplish and win together. And especially when you have this balance that like no one else can really have, because you look at all these founders and like a lot of the advice they always give is like, you don't have to do it alone. Like if you can, you always look out for help. People are always willing to help you. And it's like, man, if you have a co-founder and they actually balance you out, it's like, it makes a huge difference. So, I mean, it's no brainer that you guys, have each other in each other's back pockets. I like it.
Mhm. And we actually when we started in November, she was at her parents in Florida for a month. So we were doing this separate for a while too, which I don't think a lot of people noticed. So that was a big challenge in the beginning.
So yeah, that's amazing that you guys have been able to pull this off. I mean, I had no idea that you guys weren't together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought you were on a trip, Declan.
Yeah, I do. Just a little.
Oh, I'm
He
on
is
a
on a
trip.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is
I'll
doing a
definitely.
trip.
It's still a trip. Yeah.
Hey, we'll be in AZ in a month and a half.
Oh, for real?
Huh?
All right. We'll connect after. I'm definitely gonna come work out with you guys. Can we do that?
Oh, Upper City, you want to come?
Yeah.
It's called
well,
Suffer City. It's
Wait, what-
actually-
wait, what is it? I'm meant to suffer.
All right, you're in. We'll
leave it there.
Yeah. We'll
Wait,
leave
can
it
you
there.
just like, just for content purposes, can you like hype it up and invite me so we can capture this and use it for later content purposes?
Okay, so Suffer City is
exactly what it sounds
It's exactly what it sounds like. Just to hype it up, it is a old special ops Marine guy that puts together the workouts. And it is 60 minutes of
suffering. Your
effing
body.
in unexplainable things that I've never done. And I never
We made eye contact as I'm on the assault bike. Lowe's doing the push sleds. And
I had to cheer. Like
my heart rate is at 195 for like the majority of the class, which is near death.
Yeah, that's not okay. So
my sister works out there every day, and
yeah, she's a badass. But Long story short, Declan, yeah, get ready for it. It's going to be really fun.
You got a month and a half.
You got a month and a half. You better start hustling.
So
honestly,
you do sprints,
assault bike,
and strength on the floor.
So you're like pushing sleds, pull up straight to 5-minute sprint at 16 miles an hour.
And it's really cool because you're in a team, but everyone's so intense. Like they do not want to lose. So you're like,
so you can't
going.
You can't
stop
slack because you're on a team with random people
intense.
And they're screaming at you. Are you not, you're not running fast enough.
Like pick it up.
And I'm like,
this was also in June of 2020 when we hadn't been to a gym since March, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be the same experience for you. You got this.
No
we got
excuses.
You though. Yeah, we got you. Suffer City.
This sounds like my Nirvana. I'm so ready to suffer.
Terrible.
I'm not kidding.
I'm so ready to suffer. I'm built for this. I want to do it so bad. That sounds amazing.
It's gonna be so fun.
I mean, part of me is like, I'm gonna cry, and it's totally cool to cry. I'm actually kind of gonna mark it off on my calendar as like I will cry. But like, I mean, I'm all about pushing the mental limits, because just what I've learned throughout, the majority of like, playing football in college just as a starter, and like that was kind of the impetus of like really going through some tough shit with a group of people, and then coming out on top and be like, oh, okay, that was hard as shit, but like it was for the greater good of something that like is bigger than me. And when you can commit yourself to something like that and really turn and burn into something and really find like gratitude just from that, some like that kind of experience, you can apply that to basically anything in your life. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I love when I hear about these opportunities that are just legitimately challenging, no matter how you write it. And I try to attack those challenges rather than fade away. So
we got you.
Come attack.
Let's go. So
it's gonna be a good time.
That's awesome. You guys hyped that, and I know we talked about you guys' merch at the beginning too, and I'm excited to see where that launches and when it launches. But I'd also kind of give you guys the opportunity. What else is kind of on the come up? I mean, obviously, you guys don't look further ahead more than probably a couple months. So, what's kind of on your guys' mind for like what you guys want to do in the next couple months here?
I think just keep building the community that we have. We would like to come out with, once hopefully things go back to normal, right? Define normal, but we're, to be completely honest, big gym rats. So I think our next step would be coming out with the gym guide. So we have got our home guide, our home free guide. And then we have our 8-week program, which can be done in the gym or at home. So it's very versatile, but coming out with a gym guide that like kind of needs to be completed in a gym, right? With barbells and increasing weight. Yeah, so I think that's something that we're really going to look forward to. Maybe a lot of the ladies, like the booty guide, might come out with something like that, get that butt pump. There's just like expanding that at rep, like is very easy for us because we naturally are good at programming because we've learned. So I think that's probably our next
biggest thing. I'm really excited about working with people around
Twin Cities.
And like we're going to visit her parents in Florida and seeing opportunities right there too. Yes. So that'll be really fun. And like Suffer City, going to see them in Arizona, different gyms. Yes. And just getting our name out there, our brands out there.
Yeah. We love Minnesota, and obviously we're the Minny Hustlers, but it'd be really cool to go nation. I mean, maybe even worldwide, and be able to try different classes like Suffer City that's in Arizona. I'm sure there's something like that in LA or, Montana. I mean, like literally West Coast Montana, like kind of anywhere. We just want to keep growing and but staying true to ourselves, right? So not doing things that isn't us, and we're already finding that we're getting invited to do that stuff, and we're like, whoa, reel it back. Mm-hmm. Like that is not you guys. You do not need to fake it till you make it. Yeah, you don't need it. Like do what you guys love. We don't want to get caught up in that, and I'm sure you guys, everyone probably that has started a business feels that. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do we maintain both?
You guys will go global. I firmly believe it. You'll go global, and once you do, we'll find each other on Mars, because that's where we're heading. We'll take over Earth, but then we go to Mars, because we're building this community and we love what we're doing, and it starts with impacting one person at a time. And we do this consistently on this podcast. We have a guest that we can pour into and hear their story. This time we have an opportunity to listen to two people doing it together, doing what they love. But we want to continue this journey. So I'm curious if there's anyone that you want to see on the show that we should tap into and hear their story.
Callan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's two people. Callan Faulkner, which I know you guys know. She really like
Is Wonder Woman. to
I mean,
us.
I've never crossed paths with someone so calm, cool, and collected, and someone that literally saved Minny Hustlers. I mean, everything that no one sees, she did. Like all those logistics, setting up our LLP. I mean,
the Google form.
the
in
Google
beginning.
form. Like she came in and like just saved us. And the way she thinks isn't like, it's a problem solver. So like I come in and I'm like the guide. Long story, but we launched the guide. It didn't go well. It was our fault. And she came in and goes, cool, I'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, you're not going to panic. We have 500 people trying to do this right now. She's like, we got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that mindset and how to get there and like just solving it. Stop saying you can't do it. Clear your mind of can't, just freaking do it. And then our other good friend, Paige Gibson Holmes, she's been like our brand girl.
Mm-hmm.
She built out the Minny Hustlers brand, our style guide, which is something we wouldn't have personally
No
thought
idea.
of. Yeah. So
Personally.
like fonts, things like that. And she's really built up Paige Gibson Holmes. She's a realtor, her own empire. And the way she did it was really interesting. I think you guys would think it's interesting too. She spent a lot of her income that she got her first year being a realtor back into her brand. So she made no money the first year. And like, obviously that's her whole income. And she put it back into her brand. So like merch and designing a website and that kind of thing. And that's like a very interesting way, especially for people starting out a business, to like have to give up all that money that you're making back into a brand to like see the long-term goal. So she's challenged us. So I'd say Paige Gibson Holmes and Callan Faulkner have been the most impactful for us, that I think you guys would both, in your followers, would really
And
benefit from.
Tommy's.
Yeah,
Yes.
both
Perfect.
Tommies.
Mm-hmm. Challenge
That's
accepted
awesome.
on both fronts. I love it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I would even say earlier, like I was thinking about this, like on my way to being late to this podcast. So I apologize. But
We
on
get
my
it.
way here, I was just like, we had just gotten off another call and I was just like, dude, there's literally not a problem that can't be solved. Like I have this like innate, like, I think Andrew and I especially like have this innate ability to like simply execute and just find a way to solve problems.
Yeah.
And we never overreact. We never think nothing's not solvable. And we just like find the most efficient and route that maximizes happiness. And I was just like, God damn it. I love solving problems. Like I would
That's
actually prefer to
huge.
solve the problems. Like it's more fun that way anyways. Like it makes the story, it feels genuinely amazing. And like when you're talking about Callan, like she rocks. Like she is so cool, calm, and collected, and like having that kind of savviness and confidence in just a small path forward, I think is like kind of the most important part about it. Is like you'll have problems, and then you won't necessarily have the full answer, but you'll have something that maybe gets you in the right foot, or it puts you in the right place. And I think that's like one thing that I hope everyone can like take away from what you guys have done in the last 4 or 5 months, is like when your Instagram gets taken away, it's not like you Googled it, you clicked on the first link and it was like, oh yeah, you just got to go here, 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 and here, and it's done. It was like, no, you guys had to go back to the drawing board, and literally figure it out day to day. And the only reason that it kept happening was because you guys threw the dart at the dartboard until it stuck. And I think that's the part that people don't talk enough about in problem solving, is it's never solved the first time, and it's all about a process and progress. So I just commend your guys' stories so far, and it's just amazing like to see where you guys have already gone. And honestly, you might get to Mars before us. Like there's a good chance
We're
that
going together.
We're going together, guys. Same flight.
Same flight.
I love it.
I'm cool with that. Like if it saves space and it's and it makes sense financially, and I think we can make some good content, and we have like a 6-month program because it takes that long to go to Mars. Something that we got to think about, anti-gravity workouts. I think we got to really start thinking about that too.
Yeah, we need
There's
to
a
start
lot of
planning for
things.
that.
I just think there's a lot of problems with going to Mars right now that we haven't really solved. So we got to really get that thing
Gotta
going.
figure that out.
We got to get this dialed.
Who's next? Who do you guys have next that you're excited about?
We just booked him today. Adam Pomplano. He's like one of the bigger brand names in the crypto era. He's an awesome follow on Twitter, and he has an awesome podcast called the Pomp Podcast. Him and his 3 Italian brothers are all like these unique like media guys who kind of give you like these really cool behind the scenes stats about different things that are going on in the world. Like he's also like super savvy business guy. Like he's a giver. Like he's not a guy who's like, he's not the finance guys who are like, if you follow my 5 steps, you'll be a millionaire, you know, like those types of things. But he's just more like, he just kind of gives you the beans, and he's got a lot of cool, he's got a great personality, and he's just got this really cool savviness about him with how he handles the crypto world. So yeah, I honestly just reached out to him one day, we were getting a crypto guy on the podcast, and I was listening to his podcast, like panicking, like, what the fuck is Bitcoin? And I tagged him on Instagram, and he responded. He was like, dude, this is dope. He reposted it to his story. And then from there, we just started coordinating. So hopefully we get this guy on and we follow through. But yeah,
Cool.
guys,
Congrats.
It's exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll tune in.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure this episode will blow up. So if anyone's still listening from the Minny Hustlers here, like we got plenty of great podcasts out there. And we'd love to keep you around, you know?
Yeah.
Once a family, always a family.
Yep. But I think this brings us to our final question deck. Any other questions?
No, not really. I just want to say, doing the air punches that you guys throw into your workouts, I think that was the first time I tagged you guys. Maybe that was our introduction. But I was literally in a workout space with like some Asian mom who was like walking on the treadmill, and then like 10 minutes.
We thought you were making fun of us. We're like,
no, I was full on sweating doing that. That was a part of the workout you guys posted that day. And I did it. And I was like, wow, air punches, like that's so bitch. Like I didn't think that was like a workout. And then I started doing it. I was like, I've never fought anyone in my life. I'm a bitch. My arms are tired.
You're like thinking as you're throwing the punches.
It like gets to the point where you're just like, is this it? Am I getting them? Just doesn't work. So anyways, keep those coming.
I thought you were making fun of us for sure. I'm like, this is funny. I'll repost him. This is funny. But he was serious.
That's amazing. And that's funny you bring that up because we had to do that this morning in a class. You can see
No
our
joke.
struggling.
It's literally no joke. But yeah, our final question. So like through all these different things, and when you guys woke up this morning to the time we're having this conversation now, which it's 9:35 Central Time, which is late. So thank you guys for being with us this long. It's been a hell of a podcast. But I'd like to know, what have you guys learned today from the time you woke up, starting your punches, to the time you're recording right now?
You want to go?
Sure. I mean, mine wasn't going to be very deep, if that's okay. I was just going to talk about the punches because.
And that's where you guys come in.
We don't really like, we don't like the punches. We decided.
Yeah. I mean, they're great at home, like no excuses, right? Like if you see punches, all you got to do is move your face. We just would never choose that. We like crossbody, right?
Yeah.
Today it was, you had to turn but also go straight, and I couldn't get it down. But by the end of the class, I had it.
So what she learned is she doesn't like punching. That's literally what she learned.
Hey, we're lovers, not fighters.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Make peace, not war. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You learned how to coach it.
Oh, I had to coach it. I had to coach a whole boxing class.
So not only did she have to learn it, then she had to teach it to everyone in her classes.
For 2 hours.
What's it like? Because you work at like base camp where like they come up with the workouts and then you coach the workout. What's it like coaching a workout that you're like, I don't like this at all. Like this is shitty. Like I don't like coaching this up.
It.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
And
Nice.
and to be completely honest, you probably shouldn't. But like I, as a coach, and my bosses know that, like I execute a workout better that I can like get down on their level and coach it. Okay, but today it was 35 minutes of straight boxing. So I'm like, okay, channel your Michael B. Jordan. He's so hot. Just fight
Little
for that.
Creed,
Yep.
Creed really gets us going.
Yeah, we were standing up in the theaters like,
Literally. We would watch it before we'd go work out sometimes.
yeah.
That was good.
That's sick.
So
right.
that's the one thing I learned.
One other thing then going off that, what's a workout move that looks dumb as shit but is like super hard in a great workout?
Maybe pull-up holds.
I mean, that's cool. Pulls are cool.
But you're literally
Holds are cool as shit. That's a
you're
good
literally
point.
just like hanging up for doing
Yeah.
so you look dumb, but it's the hardest move.
Yeah, but that's like still cool. Like you're gonna pull a. Do anything that's cool.
I'm literally shaking.
That's
Do I look cool doing it?
yeah, your
Okay.
muscles.
Okay.
I mean, in elementary school, I was watching all the gymnast girls doing the presidential challenge, just hanging up there, like having a cup of tea. And then I get up there and I'm like, 10 seconds. Like, what the fuck? This is impossible. That's when it's not cool.
Yeah.
yeah. It's not like I'm up there for that long.
Right.
That's us doing our whole bodies all like this.
Right.
Or like planks.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you get going, you're like,
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're at like the 2-minute mark of a plank. Do you guys ever do those like break dancers?
That's a good one. We
did
don't like
that
them.
on
though.
Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't like them. We told the coach we didn't want to do
Yeah, I
them.
was like, I'm just gonna do something else.
The coach is like, "This is how you do it." She goes, "I don't like that."
I wasn't feeling it.
You
Like,
gotta
I
vibe
could do
with it.
something else that would be better for me personally.
Star
And,
jumps are pretty. Declan, I'm pretty sure you brought that up. Star jumps, and you're like,
Yeah,
Wow.
you look like a moron, but they're the best workout ever. Like
That's a
I
good one.
prefer
That's a good
star
one.
jumps. I had a whole sea of people, almost a country, to start calling me Decky Star Jump. It was nuts.
"Why?"
I don't know. I'm shooting for my dreams.
You
know?
get pretty high on those.
Yeah,
jumps.
I think my explosion is I'm a far more explosive human than I ever have been before, and I just think anytime I can utilize my explosion, it's just with star jumps. Honestly,
Tomorrow.
Sophie told me I've been doing them wrong I don't think I'm even doing them right at this point.
I wish you could show us.
Can you show us?
I could. Yeah, I could set something.
All
up
right,
on this.
real quick, go. We got
Okay,
this.
I'll be right
He's
back.
hustling. He's hustling. Andrew, you wanna show us the star jump?
What's a star? I'll wait for Deck. I've never done a star jump.
You got this. All
Look at
right,
that RV.
beautiful RV. All right, here we go.
Oh no!
Right.
Don't hit your head.
I'm gonna try it out.
Star jump. Here we go.
Remember, I hit my head doing it.
Yeah, you did. His outfit.
Little toe touch,
Cut out
loosen up the
sweat.
joints.
Mhm.
Okay. Do not
Wait, no,
explode.
no. Okay, here we go.
Oh. Wow. Nice.
No.
All right. What is that? I think we got a good 5-6 star jumps in there. How is this
How are you
explosion?
feeling?
So, one critique: you go out. It's like a jumping jack. You're not doing a jumping jack.
You're like an X. Think
Oh.
jumping jack.
Okay, so more out.
No, like a jumping jack, not this.
do you want to do
Oh,
it?
we don't go from the core out. We kind of just jumping jack in the air.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, no, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I started it as a little ball of fire, and then I wanted to shine at the top. But that's
You were getting your
You
heart
were
rate
great.
moving.
You're
I'm
moving.
exhausted. Also, I hate for the viewers. Like, I got a low ceiling in this RV. I
True.
could have jumped way higher. My neck
Yeah.
was touching the ceiling. I mean, that's just not fair.
No.
No,
for
it's not.
for the situation. So I just want to throw that out there. But thank you for the critique. I'll work that in for my workout tomorrow.
Okay. Get it ready for Suffer City.
Suffer City. Take it outside.
I'm excited. Yeah. So do you guys know the Suffer City guy personally? I mean, I would love to have that guy on the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, you
he's
should.
scary.
My sister's been a member for about a year or maybe even 2 years. So she should.
No, you should. They
Definitely.
would totally. You should start it off with, do you enjoy torturing people? I actually want to hear his answer.
Okay.
Do you
I'll make sure I
enjoy
remember
torturing people?
Perfect. That's
But
exciting.
actually, like, we were crying. I mean, like,
Isn't like she went back with my sister. I wasn't there, and she was texting me. She's like, I can't go in. I can't do this.
I couldn't eat the day
And, like,
before because I was
you
so scared.
got this. It's
Yeah.
more of the community, which is really cool, of the team, and people are like, do not stop. You're on a treadmill where it what are they called? It's where you control the pace, so it's not like dial. It's your legs moving it, and so you can't.
Oh.
You can't stop.
Exactly.
You can't stop.
Oh.
You're going at 60 miles an
Oh.
hour and you're going.
Oh man. Sounds insane.
hard. It's
So
hard.
ladies, what you need to understand though, Declan is hitting his athletic prime right now. He did
Correct.
play 4 years of college football,
Yes,
but
it is.
this is a different Declan. He, like you mentioned,
Ooh.
his explosion is top notch. So I'm
My
excited.
hips are great.
I'm glad we've documented his genuine reaction to you telling him about Suffer City, because he's staying positive right now.
He
But
is.
I'm curious to see how that plays out. I got some confidence in you, Deck, but I'm a little nervous for you, dude. RV life may have gotten to you.
I might be getting soft in this Arizona sun, dude. I think that's really what it is. I mean, I like legitimately put on another layer when it's like 42,
Oh,
you know,
no.
and that is raising a lot of personal red flags, you know, spending 6 years in Minnesota, you know, so.
Only 6.
Well, yeah, where are you from?
I'm originally from Denver.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah. So
really cool.
born in California, lived in Denver for the majority of my life, and then went to St. Thomas to play football and be an engineer. And then started
cool.
Backpocket, got that rolling, stayed up in Minnesota 2 years after school. And then right when the pandemic hit, I got a call because I work construction. So they kind of fly you all around to build stuff. And I got a call like right when the pandemic hit that I was going to Tucson. So that's when Decky Tucson was born. And then and then basically after that I got moved here permanently because they really ran out of jobs back in Minnesota with George Floyd and the pandemic. So then I just transferred to the Arizona district permanently. So then I became
Cool.
Decky West Coast, and that's where I got the RV.
So what city are you in right now?
I am in a town called Tonopah, Arizona. I don't know how many people live here, but it can't be more than 1,000. And I live on a guy's farm, and I'm usually the only one here. And I got a nice little concrete pad outside for my workouts. I've been building that out, but I work on the country's biggest power plant, and they provide a lot of the power for like LA, Colorado, Utah,
Wow.
New Mexico. So I just work on there as an engineer during the day, and then at night I do the podcast online over Zoom and everything else that comes along with it. But it's honestly a blast. It sounds like kind of hell, but I'm like an hour and a half away from Joshua Tree. I'm like 4.5, 5 hours from San Diego, 5 hours from Mexico. I'm
How far are you
3
from
hours from Utah. Scottsdale, I'm 50 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So like
Let's
when
see
you
it.
guys come into town, I'll just drive in whenever you guys work out, and I'll see you guys. It'll be perfect.
This is so fun.
Yes, but trapping the puck on Decky Brown and back
Yeah,
to you
sorry,
two
all right.
ladies.
I digress.
We digress. To wrap up the podcast, why don't you one last time plug every single thing you can, get every single branded piece of content out there. Let's finish this podcast strong.
For real?
Yes, plug away.
Shout out you guys for having us on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have to do it again.
And when we're
Yes.
going to Mars, so we have another one, and then when we go to Mars.
Yeah, true.
Mhm,
We
of
got 2
course.
plans.
We have
Yep.
a full list of things.
Oh, what?
Full
Things
list.
we need to get done. Yeah, we got,
Yeah.
We got a lot of
we
things.
got a lot of
we gotta
things we got to do. We got to
Yeah.
problem solve.
You guys got to
Yeah,
problem
props.
solve your way there. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, merch coming soon.
Merch
You can
coming
say that.
soon. Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot more options where this comes from.
Boy options. Don't worry. It's not just
Yeah.
girls. Well, there's male hustlers out there, right, Declan?
Yes, always.
Someone's yelling out the window. Okay. I would say our guide. We've got our hit guide out there. We've got a core guide, and then we have a one cohesive guide, 8-week program. It's very cohesive. There's even video demos. You can
Over 200
movements that we had to film.
videos.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Yeah. If you haven't seen us enough, we're everywhere. And then just our Instagram and TikTok community. I would say just keep engaging with us. And we talked about it a lot, how engaging with our hustlers is important. Like if you reach out and have a question, we're open books. Like we will really
We got
share.
you.
Yeah. And we're bluntly honest. Like brands, with people trying to reach out to us, we're like, hey, we'll work with you, but we're not going to hide anything. So
Awesome.
Um,
And all of that will be linked in the show notes. So please head to the show notes and you can follow them everywhere. Lo and Ann, thank you so much for joining the Back Pocket.
Thank you guys.
thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Declan. We'll talk soon.
That's a wrap.